Hello and welcome to the last day of 2023. Can you believe it? Here we are. And I love the fact that it's a Sunday. We will be waking up, starting the new week on a Monday, going into 2024. Wow, are you ready? I know I am. Granted, 2023 has been a really good year. It came with many challenges that I've grown and learned from, but 2024 is a very exciting time, including the launch of my book on February 14th on Valentine's Day. So stay tuned for more on that. But I'm not here to talk about 2024 yet. I am here to talk about the life lessons that I've learned in the last year. And funny enough, they came within the last couple weeks and they came in fours. So I thought I would share those with you because as I break down through them, I realized that if this is happening to me, and it's a lot of things that I needed to revisit and relearn, and I also told myself, you know what, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I know this stuff. Like it should come natural to me, but you know what? We all fall off the wagon and we all need reminders, and we often need to hear the same thing at a different time to really absorb it or process it in the way that we really need. So I think that a lot of you will definitely relate with the 4 lessons that I've learned. I'm going to share those with you right now. Lesson number 1. A couple weeks ago, I attended a workshop that was all about manifesting, and with this amazing leader that works with energetics. Perfect for an entrepreneur like me. She made us do a few exercises. And one of the first exercises was to watch a video of this group that was singing a cappella. There was 2 main singers and a background group. And the video was almost 8 minutes. So I start watching the video and I'm like, okay. And then I start scrolling, fast forwarding, because I'm like, what's the point of this video? I need to get to the end to see what it is that I need to do. I was rushing. I wasn't being present to what needed to do. Can we all relate to that? How like short attention span we are and how we like to have everything like done right away. Oh my God, I caught myself. I was just like, shame on you, Chantal. Let's start over and let's pay attention to the process. So I started from the beginning and I did things properly. And I mean, this girl was tiny like this and had a voice that was just so powerful, and as the whole group. So fast forward to the prompt questions that the leader was asking in this workshop was, what did these people kind of bring up for you? And this young singer for me brought up a lot, actually, because she was so dynamic. She was fun. She was playful. She was being so present. She was full of life. And I mean, that power in her voice, she was just taking her place. And what that triggered for me was like, wow, I'm that girl. That's the Chantal I know. She likes to be the life of the party, the joy of life. She takes room when it's time to take room, and she loves to have fun and be playful. And I started crying because I lost that Chantal. That Chantal has been, I don't know if she's dead, but she has definitely been buried under a rock for the last couple months. And funny enough, what was even more triggering for me was the fact that I left my full-time job last May to focus on my business and my coaching practice full-time. I get to get up every single day and do this, what I've always dreamed of doing. I'm in a headspace that I should be like, and here I am, not really enjoying the moment and losing who I am in my essence. It was a hard pill to swallow. Now, how many of you can relate to the fact that we forget to have fun and allow ourselves more play in our lives? So this is lesson number 1 for me, is integrate more play, have more fun. Doesn't matter if my list is long like this, if I'm going through it and I'm miserable, why am I doing this anyway? So I want you to think and consider, am I making enough room in my life to be joyful, to be playful in anything I do? Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, and you will definitely relate to this, so you'll want to listen to this. Lesson number 2 for me was realizing at one point I have not taken the time to celebrate the wins, whether they are big or small. I was just so focused on the outcome and doing and what should I do and what I need to do. I have not been celebrating everything that has been accomplished, especially in the last year. I left my full-time job that was safe, that was fun. I traveled the world. I was making tons of money to focus on my business 100%, to teach, because this is what my heart is being pulled towards. I mean, I get to wake up and do this every day and create and build, and wow, that's a huge, huge change. I finished writing my book that's about to be published in February 14th of next year. That's a huge win. But no, here I was. What's next? What's coming along? I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. Who else can relate to this? We forget to celebrate what we have accomplished, what we have put our minds to. We forget to celebrate the small wins that happen every single day. I wake up every day and I go to work and I try to create, I build. I need to celebrate that. I'm starting something from complete scratch. Who else can identify to the fact that we're always focusing on what needs to be done instead of what we have done? So love lesson. Lesson number 2 is celebrate the wins on a daily basis, as small or big as they are. Lesson number 3. You will also definitely want to hear this one, because this was probably the biggest bitch slap I got. Lesson number 3 was coming to terms and realizing how hard I had been on myself. So hard. I would not even let a friend, a client, anyone that I know treat themselves as hard as I have been on myself. I would give them so much shit, and here I am treating myself so badly. That hurt. I literally fell down to my knees and cried like a baby because I felt so bad for being so hard with me and not looking at everything again that has been accomplished and the courage it's taken and the leap of faith that I have put in. So how many of you can identify to the fact that you are so hard on yourself, that it's never enough? That, again, kind of going back to love lesson number 2, and they all kind of like fit together, where we don't celebrate what we have accomplished and what we have been able to get through. We're so focused on what needs to be done. So going into 2024, I am giving myself so much more self-love, tenderness, and kindness, and not being as hard on myself as I have been. Lesson number 4, and the last one I'm going to be sharing with you today. Lesson number 4 was realizing I do not need to do everything on my own like I have done all my life. And this was an old story. It was the old Chantal. Now, when we do the work and we grow and we evolve, a lot of our old beliefs and stories tend to follow us or stay with us. Hence why we need to catch ourselves again. So for me, most of my life, I came from a single mother that wasn't financially well off. She had to support 2 children on her own, and I left the house when I was very young. There was no money for me to receive to help me pay rent, university, studies, whatever the hell it was. I needed to do everything on my own, and it was like that until I actually met my amazing man 5 years ago. So learning to ask for help and learning to receive the help when you do ask for it was something that I worked really hard on the last 10 years because I wanted to change that, right? Especially being in a relationship as a love coach, you need to be able to receive and be open-hearted and be vulnerable to ask for help. And that can come in every shape or form. It can just be a conversation. It can be a conflict you're going through and you need to talk it through. I would always shove myself in a corner and deal with my shit on my own. But I came to realize this year that when things weren't going my way, when I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, it was really easy for me to retract and go back to my old ways, forgetting that I have an amazing support system, including an amazing partner. And I have built a tribe of friends and family around me to support me so that mindset can creep up back and it's easy to fall back into the cave. So lesson number 4 for me is really remembering on a daily basis, I do not need to deal with everything alone. I have worked really hard to get to where I am and build that community around me and make sure that I utilize it. So I'm sure that you can also identify to, especially us as women, we often tend to think we need to do everything on our own. But I want to invite you and ask yourself, am I making room to receive the help if I do allow myself to ask for it? Because people really do genuinely want to help you, but you need to learn to allow it. So these are the lessons that I am taking into 2024 with tons of grace. And this is the beauty of breakdowns and lessons that are hard to learn, is that if you choose to learn and grow from them, you can make them the most positive spin. So in 2024, I wish you the following, including to myself, is more play in your life. Give yourself permission to have fun and allow yourself to feed that inner child. Be kind to yourself. Let's not be so hard on who we are and what we need to accomplish. Let's make sure we celebrate the wins, as small or big as they are, on a daily basis. And let's learn to build community around us, because we do not need to do everything on our own. Everything is better together. So I am sending you so much love and wishing you a great start to 2024.